welcome to the Random Party Generator. I am your host of hosts, Eric Tenkar. With me is Rob Conley, Mr. Bat in the Attic, and with the weight of the show on his shoulders in the Jim Kitchen
Oh,
position. Ooh, how's that sound, Glenn? The Jim Kitchen position.
oh man, I'm sweating already.
Is the one and only Glenn Haustrom, Old Man Grognard.
Hiya, folks.
Now, this isn't Thursday night, so we don't actually need this to open up the show, but go ahead, Glenn.
Okay, I usually just say, "Hey, buy my book on Amazon or Barnes and Noble." But look what I got in the mail today.
He's
10 of
got
them.
he's got a bunch of books.
Ugh.
A bunch of books, folks. A
I'm gonna
bunch of
sign
books.
them all too. Ugh.
Oh, well.
Nice.
Signing, schmining. What is what?
And my new Stein, just like this guy, Stein.
The Stein. He's got a Stein for the Stein. I instead have a Stanley Cup of iced tea. My ear trumpet always makes it worthwhile for folks to get in early because you have a chance to get a free membership.
Yes, I knew I'd get my books today because it was Friday 13th for some reason. It's like, oh yeah, that's a good omen.
Oh yeah, 2 months in a row.
Yeah, how about that?
Thank you.
Well,
my
I
ear
got something in the mail too.
Uh-oh. All right, this deserves a big hold on, but maximize.
Yay!
This is an actual correct proof cover of the soft cover of the Into the Majestic Vantage Trail in the Northern Marches. So,
Nice.
folks, it's just need the hardcover to come in whenever they get around to printing that, and I will close up the Kickstarter and start fulfillment.
There you go, folks.
Yeah, and this is
Right.
standard color too, so it's not as expensive, but it's not as good as the premium I was
Hold
showing
on.
the other day, but it's still pretty nice.
Oh no, that doesn't really
Well,
that not
Oh,
much.
well, yeah, nice.
That doesn't look like there's any bleed on that one. That's good.
And
Sometimes it's a
here's the full color artwork,
Hmm.
how it looks.
Very nice. Very
Oh,
nice.
yeah. Is the Kickstarter still up right as of this moment?
Yeah, it's still up. You can still late back it, but once I get the hardcover and start, and I will give like 3 to 7 days. I'll make an announcement 3 to 7 days, and then I'll issue the survey. But before I
Okay.
issue the survey, I'm going to close it.
Folks, as I said before, go to my phone, GoFundMe, but everybody go to Rob's Kickstarter. Everybody,
Rob's Kickstarter.
Yeah.
do yourself a favor and get great stuff.
Oh, and Eric, I guess
Yeah.
I do. It's not a reach around, but there's one more thing I want to show you, everybody. And I'll have to share my screen for this. And it's not what we talked about earlier. It's something.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Okay, let me
It-
figure out where this is. Bat in the attic. There we go. So, as folks may or may not know, my day job is software development, and I investigated some technologies that I was not familiar with. And not sure how long it's going to take me to do this, but it was easier than I thought.
Oh,
Hey, my ear trumpet, thank you for the gifted memberships.
yes. My ear trumpet often does. Oh,
So this is a Google Map
Wow.
interface, just a prototype right now.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
and then the idea here is I'm going to, I know how to structure this.
right.
Once I get the markdown document, I'm going to be adding markers and labels. So if you look at address entry, click a label or icon. So I click this, and this is I actually copy paste this out of my book.
Ah,
And the whole reason I have this tool is so I can when I make the database, I have to go and zoom in, and so if I want to add meld in here, I'll click on it, note the coordinates, and so I know where to place stuff.
Good.
So
Okay.
I think this would be something that few other settings, other than like say the traveler map,
Beautiful.
has.
Beautiful. Handsome.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Very nice. By the way, I want to thank our master minions, Terry Taylor, Dean South, Blau B Noah. I'm sure I'm showing that one up. DM Akron and Agile Monk. These are some of the high level supporters of this channel, which pretty much do it out of the kindness of their heart. But I thank all the members and anybody who throws money into the till. You keep this channel going. So 2 thumbs up. Ron, welcome. Yes, it does look sweet, but Rob does great work. That's what it comes down to. You know, we're not blowing smoke, Rob. We're just telling the truth. So now, Rob, you we're not going to show the video. I will probably link it so you can all watch later. But Rob was in a panel on Page.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was on a panel at Page with, and I want to get the names right, so I'm looking, with Kelsey Dion. We all know her from Shadow Dark, Tiger Wizards of Exalted Funeral, Levi Combs of Planet X, and it was hosted by Luke Stratton, the author of Pirate Borg and the host of the Ship of the Dead podcast. So the latest, well, I guess it's no longer the latest, but the 5th episode, I guess it's the latest episode of Ship of the Dead, is the video of the panel. And you can see me wax poetic on questions like, what is the OSR? And what the video doesn't show when he asked that, we all laughed, including the audience, because we know how contentious that can be on the forum.
It is contentious because we already have an issue saying what OSR even stands for. Old school revival, old school revolution, old school renaissance. I mean, there's old school role playing. I mean,
old rebels.
Old school rebels. Oh shit, run. I mean, so
yeah.
Well, my take was, I focus on the logistics of the OSR. What I think the OSR is what the logistics allows it to become. And the answer, I know it's not going to satisfy most of you guys, but what is the OSR is basically all of the above. If you guys all typed in what your answer is, my reply to that, guess what? It's all what you said it is, because the logistics allows each one of you,
you're right,
to make the OSR what it is. And but it's not about nothing, because what the classic editions that we all know and love, OD&D, BX, BCMI, AD&D 1E, AD&D 2E, they are like the gravitational point source of a solar system. They're the star. Mm-hmm. And Osric, Swords and Wizardry, OSE, they are in the orbits of Mercury and Venus. While, my stuff, oh man. Well, Shadow Dark and other systems like that, we orbit further out. And there are other systems like, say, GURPS Dungeon Fantasy and Dungeon World. They may have started in the system, but they quickly achieved escape velocity, and now they're kind of their own thing. And that's okay. But if you notice, I said that classic editions are a center. Where's the boundary? Because scientists, they have a definition where the solar system end, but that definition is kind of vague, because in reality, the sun's gravity influenced nearby stars. It's just as nearby stars influence the sun. And it's the same way with the OSR. There is no definitive boundary where you say this begins and that ends. All you can say is this really kind of in orbit? Is it like Mork Borg, where it seems like even though it's kind of really different, it also keeps kind of drawing, inspiration from the things we do with the OSR, or is it like Dungeon World, where it becomes part of the apocalypse, powered by the apocalypse kind of stuff, and doesn't really not been really revisited by people in the OSR.
Well, it became a revolution when WotC tried to do the screwing out with their, with the, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We just became revolutionaries. That's all.
Well, and then the last part of the panel is we were all asked what was the feature of the OSR, and I'll be making a blog post about that. But basically, what the important point I hammered on that, if you think about it, every other niche of the hobby has a dominant publisher. Paizo for Pathfinder, Wizard for D&D 5e, Pinnacle for Savage World. And not all these guys are bad to work with, or they try to support their community, but their standards, their cultural, what they consider important, it casts a long shadow and it shapes the creative thing. But the OSR, we're different. We don't have any dominant publisher, and anytime somebody tries to impose standard, what's the immediate reaction of 3/4 of the OSR? F you. And then there's people say F you back, and then we just have another one of our once every 5 years big knockdown, drag down fight.
Yeah,
but what it means is that if we become a kaleidoscope of creators, and because the pieces, the foundations of our stuff is based on open content, based on hacks that anybody could repeat for themselves. It means every few years our niche gets portions of our niche gets reinvented, and it means portions of our niche that even like the Gonzo guys who were there from the beginning, they're still supported to this day. So
I've come to the conclusion that you cannot kill any game. It will always be there in some form.
Right. You can just make it easier or harder to people to support it.
And that just drives people like WotC crazy, because it's like, they got this old game, they're not buying our stuff.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason why OGL 2.0 was a thing. They wanted to lock down that third-party stuff. they wanted to pretty much end any OGL content coming out.
And with the computer situation is now that gets harder and harder and harder to do.
Yeah. Frugly asked, what rules are Orc Cloud? I would say Mork Borg is definitely in the Orc Cloud. I mean, it's orbiting the classic edition, but it's kind of loosely bound, and we see all kinds of projects spinning off from Mork Borg. Great for them. I mean, it definitely has atmosphere.
So, well, now WotC has been relatively quiet when it comes to I don't want to say gaming news, stepping on their privates, inflicting self wounds. Listen, I'm impressed.
Did mom and dad take them out to the woodshed or something?
Well, I mean, the biggest event I think since our last live on Triple D, not Triple D, Random Party, is that we've been calling D&D 24 5.5 probably since it was announced. So WotC is finally calling it 5.5, which is acknowledging the fact that it's a different edition than 2014 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, they made all the same mistake that 3.5 did with 3.0. I don't know. I mean, they did a slightly better job because I don't know. Well, maybe because it's all digital. I don't know. I would like to know how all the true 5.0 supplement are doing on DM's Guild, where they're still going along just as strong.
Technically, the Cursed Edition, 4th edition, had a 4.5 out there in the late era of it, where they're publishing little tiny,
Merle's tried to fix it with 4-year essentials.
Yeah, the essentials.
Right.
the 4 or 5, basically.
Although I've heard the argument from some 4E players, it really wasn't a new edition; it was just a rewrite.
Well, I mean, it still used the same fundamental core rules.
Yeah.
It just had a completely different version of the fighter. Well, not completely different. It was a distinct version of the fighter. And it's just, and for the most part, that's what D&D 2024 or 5.5 is. It's still the same chassis. I mean, the class got 20 levels. You get feats periodically.
Right.
But they didn't like that rule, so they tweaked it. But you could use the old rule if you like. Like, if you don't like the fact that quaffing a potion is a bonus action, you want it to be an interaction, well, it's not going to break. Where with 3.5, they seem to twiddle with the fundamentals a little bit more.
Yeah. The 5.5 to me seemed kind of like they're getting really tired of the edition game. And so, well, we'll just say it came out in 2024.
Right. It's old D&D to me.
Yeah, it's like, we don't want to play this game anymore. This is it.
But you knew it was a new edition when they told you, one, you can't mix the core books.
Yeah.
So you already know that there's a problem. And
that was tried in first edition. Remember Gary and everybody saying, no, it's not compatible with basic.
Right. But then what was the other line that they said? Oh yeah, you could use your old you could use your characters and character creation from 2014 with the 2024 rules, but you wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, and why wouldn't you want to? Because although 5e is heroic or super, if 5e is heroic gaming from the start, 5.5 is, I guess, like super heroic from the start, because they did the Spinal Tap. They took it to 11.
Yep.
And
did they though? I read it over, and I did that whole rule set of my own thing with 5e. To me, it they definitely tweaked some classes, but really, if you want to know, the difference is that feats and multiclassing were very much optional in 5e, and now they're a mandated portion of the core rules. And I got to tell you, if 2024 didn't work, 5e with feats and multiclass is a more super heroic game than it is if you don't allow feats and you don't allow multiclass.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's kudos to Mike Merles to designing it that way, because obviously all the 3.5 power gamers like that aspect.
Right.
Well, the people who want a more sedate game can say, no, we don't. It's an option. We're not going to allow that option. And they get something, for a time, in the late 2010s, it was everybody's second favorite RPG for a while there.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Which is a shame, but que sera.
What are you going to do?
Well, after Saltmarsh, it was all downhill from there.
Oh.
Well, I mean, again, new leadership at WotC, they haven't I guess they haven't retracted the disclaimer that's in front of everything, including their D&D Next releases on drive-thru, which when I saw that just made me scratch my head, because that means early 5e stuff had the disclaimer that they were putting on everything from 4e and before, but it was an attempt to distance themselves from prior leadership, I'm guessing. Swords and Stones editions are hilarious to me. We all play the way we like to play. Tweak the rules the way we like to play them. WotC is right in the whole Apple feeling for followers of its new "we must have it."
Yep.
Well, unlike Apple, they haven't released anything decent for a while.
Yeah, and I mean, we could talk about the Apple Neo lapbook, which is.
I heard some good reviews about it.
I've heard
it's not. And it's a decent price, and it's putting a lot of Windows people, especially the laptop that target the casual users who just want to do some word processing, some browsing, they're like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah, and it runs cool because it's running on a high-end uh, phone processor. You
Mhm.
know, so it's going to be interesting because, and apparently it is a quality build too. Usually, when you get a cheap laptop, it's plastic.
Yeah.
Um, this one's aluminum or whatever amalgamation that Apple uses. So not that I need a new laptop, but I was impressed to see some of these reviews for it. It's interesting. It's changing the bar now. I'm interested to see what Watsy's going to do to literally change the bar because if they 5.5 or 2024 or D&D 1. I was calling it D&D forever.
Mhm.
Um, it is a system that is built for a VTT that they killed on a vine.
Hmm.
Same thing
Now
with
they're going to D&D Beyond, which is what they really should have done all the while, because the D&D Beyond people were always the most competent programmers they had on their staff, even though the
well,
bar isn't really high. So
what I had heard going back was that the D&D Beyond folks and the Project Sigil folks, um, both sides wanted to be the apex predator, the alpha. Nobody wanted to be the beta. Everybody wanted to take the lead,
yeah,
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
which is why that integration was lagging behind, and that's why on the D&D Beyond side they had their own what's that VTT called, map or something.
yeah, they have a 2D like Roll20
Yeah,
VTT uh, maps.
I mean that already told you that there was a disconnect going on from the two sides, but and of course rumors being what rumors are, and I'm going to throw this rumor out there. I have no hard evidence. I've got no direct linkage to it, but there's a lot of chatter that Watsi or Hasbro will be looking to pick up Roll20/Drive Through.
Oh boy.
That would not be good, because if there's one vulnerable spot in our hobby, it's the fact that the place for print on demand and digital distribution is drive through, and
Yeah.
Wizards shouldn't have it.
When they grab
Well,
it, it's gone.
well, I mean, it falls into place with the rumors that Watsi wants to get away from printing its own physical product. So the idea is that the next edition is going to be print on demand. So that would give them their linkage to a print on demand. Of course, they'd rather go digital because digital
Sure.
has no warehousing and is once you have the product in place, it's pure profit. So they're always looking at the margins. They've done very well with Magic the Gathering as a digital product. So
Which is what they wanted in the first place. So
well, yeah, and if you want to read the tea leaves, you can see the general direction. Now, personally, I'd rather they bought out some other VTT. They're going to at some point grab somebody. Foundry, maybe. It's not going to be Fantasy Grounds.
they don't want to see. They don't want to compete with anybody. So they'll just go around and start buying all of them.
No, I don't think so. But they could, if they're going to buy a VTT that's already made,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna want one that has a subscription to it, because that was their whole idea.
We want the user.
It's ongoing income, right?
Mhm.
It's not once try and buy. It is try and then give us your $5 or $10 a month.
You think so? Is this like a? Where did you hear this rumor? I'm sorry.
I,
I'm gonna call you out on the provenance of this rumor because
I told you
pretty.
I don't. I've heard chatter. I've got no linkage other than chatter from various unconfirmed sources. But yeah, again, this isn't like my sixth edition is in the works rumor, which is a pretty solid rumor, which I can link back to two sources at WotC. I don't have two sources at WotC. I'm linking back to on this one. I'm just hearing a lot of chatter.
Okay. Unconfirmed, folks.
Oh, very unconfirmed, but it makes sense. Okay, there's a lot of synergy to this, and a lot of times
Right.
rumors are just because there's synergy to it. You know, they certainly WotC's plans was a VTT with a subscription service because that's where they see their future money at. And that's what they were doing. You know, a lot of their execs coming from Microsoft understand subscriptions as a recurring flow of guaranteed income.
Mm-hmm.
So
printed books cannot be messed with. Online stuff can.
Oh well, that's another thing too. You can constantly revise
Mm-hmm.
the rules if people are requiring the use of D&D Beyond.
Just like the subscription on your the thing on your TV. You know, they can do anything with what they want because they got it right there electronically.
Yeah, Swords and Stones. You can actually still buy Microsoft Office as a one-time buy, and it's the up. You can if you check out Woot. Woot is actually an Amazon company these days, but it has new stuff that goes up 1 a.m. Every day, and every I don't know, every couple of months they have Microsoft packages, including various versions of Office, all legit, and you get in the code. You can get the most up-to-date version of Office, but it's not like, oh, I got a family subscription where I can get my my son, my father, my mother all working off my account for the next year, and when I can put it on my phone. No, it's one device, so you can do it, but it isn't. They don't push it. They don't advertise. If you go to Microsoft's site, you're going to see the various subscription offers because that's where they make their money.
Yep. And
honestly, I use Microsoft Word occasionally. I'm a Mac user, but I do use Word. But not enough to justify a yearly subscription.
No, I use the free stuff that's compatible, LibreOffice and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna say that with Adobe, I couldn't afford Adobe if it wasn't on subscription. Because Adobe, when it was standalone and they charged for it,
yeah.
And for that matter, Word was Office was no picnic either.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Well, and with CorelDRAW, because I really only use CorelDRAW, that's a little different story. I'd rather buy the standalone version with Corel. But I bought the subscription finally this year. But I don't know. I mean, if it's just a single application, I see getting a subscription hard to help. When it's like Adobe, I go with subscription. It's been way cheaper.
Long time ago, I bought PaintShop Pro for $100, and the only reason I bought it is because I didn't want to buy. They use the same plugins that the other one used, Adobe. So I bought that for $100. We've been getting the other editions, and it works fine. But I'm not subscribed to any of that crap.
Yeah, the only sub of any I actually have an Adobe sub. I can't remember what it's actually for. It's $60 a year, but it allows me to. I found this out inadvertently watching a video on creating YouTube videos that Adobe has something called Adobe Podcast. Adobe Podcast will clean up your audio. Really? Now, if you're only doing audio, it'll do it for free. But if you have a video, you can extract your audio and then put it back in, which is too tech for me. But I actually had a subscription, so all my regular videos, all my long form videos, I upload and it cleans it up amazingly. I had one video that was screwed up because I forgot to put my microphone near me. It was facing the other direction, and I played it back. I was like, I can barely hear myself. Put it through the podcast. Saved it. Saved the video.
Good evening.
I do that. Like the last one, everybody's calling me out on the last one I did because I forgot to do it. Is like I record it and then I take it out and put it into whatever I got here, which is again Audacity. Clean it up and put it back in, which I usually do. And the last one I forgot to do, and everyone, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Sorry, I didn't clean it up. So.
Flint, welcome.
Thank you.
What a guy, Flint.
How you doing, Flint? What's new with you?
What is new with me, man? Just hanging loose. About to go to getting up early in the morning, go to Nashville, go see my daughter, and help her probably paint the new grandbaby's bedroom.
Nice.
Or nursery, I should say.
God bless you.
Yeah.
So that's what's new with me.
How long a trip is that for you?
It's about 3 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's not
I have
terrible.
to go to Cleveland to pick up my son at the airport.
Damn, everybody's doing stuff tomorrow. I think Rach has me wallpapering and painting the bathroom.
I'm doing nothing.
I don't have to go anywhere.
Becky's going to a baby shower, so yeah.
Oh, Glenn's off, folks. So Glenn should be making content tomorrow. So just remind him via social media.
I usually end up yelling at a dog that's around here. Or working on my book, which I haven't been doing.
Your sequel, right?
Yeah, my number 2. I call it number 2. Yeah,
Oh, there's number 2 work.
Rather uninspired the last few weeks, so I haven't done anything. Trying to get my games ready for WizardCon and all that kind of, the usual crap.
Yeah, I have to post my event up on WizardCon.
Oh, I got to get my WizardCon in North Texas. Yeah, I think this weekend I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta book my flight for North Texas.
I'm actually gonna generate pre-gens this year for gangbusters, and guess who's helping me? An AI.
Well, hey, I mean,
I hate writing them up.
I hate. The reason why I run Swords and Wizardry Light is I can roll characters at the table.
Exactly.
So I may run BX this year, and if I run BX, yeah, I can run characters at the table, but I'll probably just create them.
I mean, North Texas gangbusters have been standard five hours. The first hour we make characters, and it doesn't even take that long. Get it
Don't
done.
apologize for the use of AI. I mean, think about it. We have Fangs from Chaosium in 1980. We have 1001 characters from GDW. You think they sat there and rolled up those characters, curated them?
Yeah.
No, they went on to a IBM mainframe or whatever, a Trash 80, and they printed those. They wrote a program, randomly generated those bad boys, printed them out, and then had them typeset.
Well, Becky, when I used to run Beck me here over here, I went through all the basic modules in the back where they had, I took those all and compiled them into one docket, and it's like, okay, here's my pre-gens.
Well, you told them the same thing, and they sold them. It's like, hey, you can get your pre-generated characters. It's like, yeah. Even back then, I was like, no.
Can you embiggen my screen, please?
I will embiggen you. Just keep your pants on.
And they can double as NPC.
So this, folks, there was a Dragon magazine, I believe number 42, which had a column called Electric Eye. and it had 3 programs for the TSR Model 1. One of them was a town generator. And I typed that bad boy in there. My brother had a wide carriage printer, and I still have the printout. Don't know, ask me why, but perforated holes and all. But yeah, a bunch of randomly generated towns.
Nice. I like it.
And I'm not going to coordinate it out, but yeah, this is like probably 7 feet of towns.
Nice. All right, we have an interesting question from Lester. Lester wants to know, I'm sure you guys play and run in different systems, but what is each of yours version or system of RPG preference? Either you play most often, or we prefer to play most often, or GM. All right, well, we'll start with Glenn and then bring it around. Glenn.
Yeah, the easy one. My preference at this time of my life, anything basic, like I usually love Beckme.
Okay.
Or Beckme or BX. Either one of those, because they are so I can do it in my sleep. I've done it so much. And I like to GM now rather than play, but I do play sometimes.
Flint?
I would say probably the past year that I've played the most, I've probably played Shadow Dark the most.
Okay.
And so, I've enjoyed that. Currently doing some duet gaming with Tim Shorts.
Have you died yet in that horrible form?
Almost.
No, you're in the town.
Almost. We are. Well, I am quickly discovering the underground of the undercity of Scorn. Is where I'm currently, and it's a scary hot mess down there. So,
are there vampires down there?
Not yet. I know there's gargoyles. That's for sure. There are some. There's something flying around. So I don't know. That's where we ended our last thing. But as far as running, that really kind of depends on the group. I enjoy running Shadow Dark. Shadow Dark is good, but I'm currently running, 2 different games because I work at a boys and girls club, and so I'm running 2 different games. I'm just finished up Castles and Crusades with one group, trying to teach them that, and then I was doing 5e with another group. And I also like Tiny Dungeons or any type of like maybe D6, 2d6 type of games like easy D6 and
Easy D6 and Tiny Dungeons are good choices. I like
Yep.
So yeah, simple. And back to like Glenn, I'm quickly becoming a very simple man. That I would rather just have two dice in front of me. And by the way, that's good for what I'm noticing too. And with students, the less dice there is, the better off they are. The cleaner the table is, the better off they are. So going forward, even I've been experimenting. So my preference will be to probably run 2d6 and at least two of the clubs that are there. I'm doing a 5e right now, which is fine. Those are older kids though, so they're middle school. So those are my preferences at the moment.
When
Rob.
Okay. So my it depends on the genre. My preference is, of course, for fantasy is my Majestic Fantasy RPG. Took a while. I mean, at first my favorite was GURPS, and I used GURPS for 20 years, and I made this because I wanted to share my stuff, which Steve Jackson not keen on for GURPS related project. So I started playing around with classic D&D, and I made this, which was good enough. It reflected the stuff I did in GURPS quite well, but then I refined it over 10 years. And
did we lose Rob? Or did Rob yeah.
Hit him on the side of the head, get him unstuck, and
He threw his book down, and I think he lost his connection.
he lost his connection.
he knocked himself right out.
That is self-inflicted.
Just lost all his hit points.
One PK.
That was it. It was maybe it was a paralyzed spell.
He has dropped from the the
Is the name still
sidebar. He's still there, but he's not there, folks. Just
okay?
so I will tell you what with
Yeah,
me.
enlighten us, please.
Yes, with me, historically it's been Swords and Wizardry Light because yes, Rob AI is offline. I put together Swords and Wizardry Light like almost a decade ago. It's 4 pages, 3 levels, 4 races, and 2 dice, D20 and a D6. So it's really great for running games at conventions. I
Yes.
know some people.
Which
I put Continue Light together, goes through 7th level. Um, it's very light. It's in the name. But now, if you ask me today, what do you plan on running at conventions? I'm heavily leaning toward BX because I've been doing a lot of BX work on my channel here, and I'm somebody who started on AD&D 1E, and I thought that basic was for babies, and I have learned as an adult how awesome BX is, and that's through things like Labyrinth Lord and OSD, and now these days I keep my BX rule books right at my desk for reference material. So I would say BX right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be running an open table. It's the information in the YouTube postings should kick off within the next month, probably a little bit sooner. And no, it's not going to be initially broadcast. It's going to be day and time will change on a weekly basis because it's going to be drop in, drop out.
Yeah.
But it's going to be using BX/OSE for core.
What I love of Swords of Wizardry Light when I used to try and demo it at the game stores, is I'd hand each of them a copy of it, and each of them will get 1d20 and 4d6s.
Oh, damn, you are a generous man.
Well, you got to roll up characters, and I hate people who have to go boom, 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 and it's like because I do the 4d6, get rid of the lowest one,
right?
So I give them the 4d6 and a d20, and I keep telling them that's all you need right there.
That's literally it's all you need. My one house, I wrote the damn rules, and of course there's house rules to it. Mm-hmm. And my house rule is always if you play a human, you can take your lowest score and turn it into a 15. It kind of balanced the racial bonuses. Like, why would I even play a human? What's the benefit of playing a human?
I can hardly wait for my grandsons are going to be coming home next week over here because they're off. And I got the older one, the 10-year-old Owen. I gave him a copy of Swords of Wizardry Light, and he loved it. He drove me crazy all weekend last week because I ran two encounters, and the rest of it, the weekend was, Grandpa, you got to run me? And I'm like, I got to do stuff, okay? And so he was running it with his younger brother.
There you go.
And it's like, this kid's going to be a great GM. I can see it.
See, that tells you that you are, by necessity, an instructor. You're a teacher, and this kid learned by osmosis by being.
He caught on faster than Gage did, believe it or not. And now he's coming over this next week, and now I have to take him to the game store so we can actually. Grandpa, I swore to him, I said, look, I'm busy, but I swear to you, next time you come, we'll either game here or go to the game store. We don't have room here, so we're off to the game store, and I'm gonna. Oh man, he was like, I was doing stuff like this, and behind me, I'm hearing, okay, well, the orc comes out of the cave, and it's like, he even made his own minis. I gave him the graph paper to write. He took my map. I took it. What he did? I drew on the map. I said, here's a road coming out of the forest, going into the Badlands, and they got ambushed, and they were doing that. And next thing I know, he puts, look, Grandpa, I made more of the Badlands over here, and it's like, you did what to my map? You expanded it? Oh, this kid's 10. He's 10. And he's doing this. He made his own minis out of just crumpled up paper for him and his brother. It's like, oh my God. My brain is hurting.
Creating a monster. You created a monster, sir.
I never seen a kid pick that stuff up that fast. It was hilarious. Unbelievable. So now I'm the grandpa.
Oh, you are the grandpa.
Oh,
Well, that was my niece was almost 6 when Swords and Mystery Light came out in like physical, and I showed my niece because I was like, "Hey, Shannon, look what Uncle wrote." She's like, "Oh my God, Uncle, is this D&D?" I'm like, "Yes, this is D&D." In 4 pages? I'm like, "Yes, in 4 pages." You can teach me to read 4 pages, and then I can play D&D.
wow. Oh, I found out why. So he gets fanatic over stuff, and I found out why when he found out I play D&D, it's like ding, because he likes Stranger Things.
Ah,
And
hold
it's
on.
like, they play Stranger Things. You run it too? Oh boy,
Rob AI is back online.
Strange Things.
Might be a little spotty. I'm running off my phone until my router reboots.
Okay.
Thanks
So
for
when you
provides the service they're
when
paid
you
for.
when you like you didn't slam it when you kind of tossed your book on a table, you hit the router is what I'm guessing.
You froze up.
No, we're having high winds here, and it
Oh,
routed the
okay.
power line.
We actually the book goes on the table, and then it's like, hey, Rob ain't moving. Rob, we thought
So-
it's cause and effect.
So should I answer the question, or we moved on?
Yeah, no, go ahead and enter it.
Go.
Okay, so my favorite fantasy RPG is after a decade of
To be continued
Folks,
next
I
week.
had nothing to do with that. That was not the
I see
power of
nothing.
I know nothing.
I know nothing.
We're
Connor
gonna come back in 2 weeks.
Hogan.
Hey, let's freeze this. We come back in 2 weeks. Is last time.
Oh, there he
Well,
is.
there
Oh,
you
look at
go.
this.
And I didn't even have to bring him back in. He got brought back in automatically.
Yeah. Okay. So this might be interesting. Anyway, so for this, if I run science fiction, I like to use Classic Traveler. If I do superheroes, it's still good old Hero Systems for me. And I really would like to run an Adventures in Middle Earth campaign sometime again. But what I've been running lately, because my friends all want their mechanically fiddly bit, is the 5th edition version of my rules.
Ooh. So
So
it's a 5e hack.
yeah, it's a 5e hack and got all my versions. I said, "You're gonna have me run fucking 5e? Fine, I'm gonna do it my own."
I'm not doing this. I swear to God. The Wizard of Oz is not.
Hey, listen. If Rob, my only advice is, Rob, you got to answer quicker. You gotta speed it up before the
You've
thing
got
kicks in.
limited. Rob, you've got 60 seconds. Go.
You gotta talk fast, brother.
Go get a beer. Come back. He'll be back.
No,
Rob, you gotta talk
doing?
faster.
I'm
You gotta talk faster, Rob. That's the deal.
Okay, I was on the panel and I mentioned my 5e rule set, and they all seem to love it. So I guess at some point I got to publish it. So
Oh, there we go.
Once
Okay,
he
there we go.
once he got wind of it and they froze you.
Yeah, Watsy's
Right. Watsy is listening.
Yeah, always blame Watsy. AI needs to clear his cache.
I can turn off my Wi-Fi. You might lose me one more time.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm back on the house internet, so I shouldn't have any weird stutters.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I can turn my phone into a mobile
This is crazy.
hotspot, and that would be a good idea anywhere in my county except where I live. Which sucks,
Glenn,
but
do you want to keep your grandson busy for hours?
Put him in a round room and tell him to go sit in the corner.
That's one way. The other way is, I was playing around with this the other day, that I saw a video of a map making,
Uh-huh.
and what they used is they just used an eyedropper
Yeah.
and coffee.
Oh, I remember. I not that big. I remember something like this
Hold
years
on, hold
ago.
on.
And so I
I'm
just
digging
took,
in you.
yeah, so I took and just did the coffee, and this is a back of just a half sheet that I took, and then did the dropper and just dropped coffee all over it. Let it
Uh-huh.
sit for a minute. Now, normally you would use thicker paper, which I will use next time. But for what it was, is I let it dry a little bit, then I patted it down with a
Paper towel.
napkin or something,
Yeah.
and then all I did was outline the coffee, outline
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole thing, and then now I have a little map for whatever use that I would like to use it for. But that's an easy something that your grandson would be like, hey, you can make your own maps now.
Mm-hmm.
Simple enough.
I'm expecting him to come back here and says, Grandpa, look at the big map I made.
Well,
Right.
first you gotta get him hooked on coffee.
And then he'll make 20 maps because he won't go to bed.
Hang
He's
on.
like, I'm wound up.
That's right. I'm gonna make maps all night.
Grandpa didn't say don't have espresso. I'm going.
Hey, Don sent me something else in that package. Do you have these, Eric?
Rot Hole Dungeon?
Yeah, they're dungeon cards. It looks like, yeah. I swore I thought you had some of these. They look like
I got so much stuff. I don't know what I have, so I can't say that I do or I don't.
that, and that's the backs of them. And I think they have little maps on. No, they don't. It's all words. Wow. But yeah, the first time I looked, I go, I'll bet Eric has some of these.
I have the Inkwell design.
Okay.
So
I got the dice, but yeah.
Oh, I have the dice too. One of his first Kickstarters. But he has a bunch of decks, and the great decks are the ones that have pretty much like the lairs and stuff.
Uh-huh.
They are small 3 or 4 room dungeons, but your party's zigged and you thought they were going to zag.
Uh-huh.
They were going a different direction. Here's something they can come across. So when I had a quote physical group, my God, was it 7-8 years ago? I was playing out in Long Island. I always kept a copy of one of those decks with me because if the DM didn't show, or one day the DM just like, I need to take a break, I'd be like, all right, I'll take out my deck, and I always deal out 2 cards because that way I can look at both of them and go, which one really inspires me? Take the one I like better. Tell them, give me 10 minutes, and I had an adventure going. Because that's what you do if you're a DM, and I think everybody at this table has been DMing for decades. I mean, I've been DMing since at least 1980. Started playing 79, so I've been DMing for.
How long do you think it takes before someone who starts doing this like this actually feel comfortable with their DMing, their GM?
I think if you are a good one, never.
Well, I mean competent.
I know, but what I mean by that is that when I DM, whether it's for a group of friends or at a convention, I always get a little bit of that stage fright because you want to make sure everybody has a great time. And a lot of times I'll say to myself, why did I volunteer to do this? So if you're having those issues, folks, they're normal. But once I sit down and I start running it, it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe it's me different than you, but I don't really get, because I was an actor, I don't get stage fright, but there were times, and I would do this on purpose to myself. I can't believe I did this to myself, where I give them something and they come back with something. I'm going, give me a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Go. And if you're uncomfortable doing that, I think that's really where you start thinking, okay, I can do this job.
If the players have a better idea of what's going on in the dungeon than what you planned out,
I'll take
it. And they say it to you, it's like, oh, so is this? And you go, shit, it wasn't, but it will be now
Yes.
because that is awesome, and I can make that work, and it rewards the players because they're like, "Wow, we were right," and I'm going because nothing exists. If you're a DM, you're playing. Nothing exists until your players interact with it.
Until you say so.
All right, so it can all be changed if the situation justifies it, or if
Right.
your players have a better idea than you had.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you always
Yeah.
have to have some kind of goal in the game, but how they get there is how they get there.
Yeah.
You know, throw stuff out, they take it, they don't take it, they go another way. Okay, fine, they're going. Just get them going.
You were gonna say, Flint?
Sorry.
No, I was just thinking to myself, thinking, when I'm running games too, is that probably the greatest asset a DM has is silence.
Yep.
Is that if a DM can simply just not talk and just listen to what is being said, you will catch the next hook that you're going to go into. So if you're
like a DM and your other hand with the pendants going, okay.
yeah, that's right. Make a little note and go, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you want to listen to the table chatter, and that will often
Always.
reveal what the players are at least interested in, even if they don't have something concrete.
It's so funny. It affects your play when you're playing too. It affects you because when you start talking, I've been talking in the middle of the thing. I go, okay, that's all I'm going to say right now. Hopefully the GM didn't hear it.
I'll be laying out my entire philosophy in my upcoming full version of the Majestic Fantasy RPG. I finally got a way to write it all up from high level view to specific pieces of advice, and I'm excited to get to the nitty gritty of making the first draft.
By the way, folks that listen to the player chatter, I just had to write that down onto my brainstorm sheet for my videos because that's a good one that I don't think that you hear too often when the pundits talk about GM skills. They always talk about know the rules, do this. But the actual, getting feedback from immediate feedback from your players, and using that, there's an immediate feedback reward system that goes on with that. And
another thing that doesn't get touched on is even if your setting isn't that elaborate, or even if your rules are not that elaborate, you'll get players, especially novices, that are unsure of themselves, don't know what to do. And I strongly feel that for the first couple of sessions in any of those situations, that not only I'm a referee, but I'm also a coach. While I'm not telling them what to do, like a good coach, I will tell them what they could do, and leave them up to them what they choose to actually do. But I will give them good advice, good coaching advice, the consequences of their choice, and let them sort out which consequence they want to abide by. And as they get, I pay attention, and if they get more and more confident and experience, I start to shut up. But that seemed to get a lot of novice player over that initial hump where I can do anything, but how I do, they're paralyzed.
I've seen a lot of GMs also who, when they lay out whatever the players are going to do and they're talking about it and they just don't get it. They don't know how, this, that, and they're sitting there going, I don't want to tell them, but
listen, like I would say, hey, if they're having a little indecision when they get to whatever room they're at, just go, all right, well, listen, you can check out the altar. You can give them
a list.
Highlights. You can check out the altar. You can check the refuse in the corner. You can check the writing on the wall, or if you could think of something else. So you're not just giving them 3 options. You're giving them 3 options plus. But now they're not going to be stuck. They're not going to be like, I've got no idea.
Their brain starts working.
Yes, I mean, so that's little, DM. It's not a DM trick. It's just little things to keep in your toolbox.
And I don't mind telling them or something like that if they're like, I'm teaching them. These are little kids. I'm teaching them the game. I
Right.
will make a suggestion or two, which I wouldn't normally do with the normal players, just because they're to get them used to this is the way the game goes.
I actually wrote about this in my basic rules for the Majestic Fantasy RPG.
Which I think I have somewhere around here in the closet.
And I have these chapters available. I just got to find out which of the two. I have one chapter called The World Outside the Dungeon, which is more about the campaign.
Mhm.
And then I have another chapter, because we always say rulings, not rules, but we don't spend enough time on teaching people how to make rulings. Not just give them rules, how to make rulings from the bare bones. And
you got to define
here we go.
over the game.
When running a campaign, you'll discover that not everything a player wants to attempt as a character will be covered by the system. As a result, you have to make a ruling. There are 3 basic rulings. The attempted is not allowed because it's impossible. The attempt is allowed because it's automatically successful, or the result is uncertain, in which case a roll or series of rolls is needed. The key thing, and this is the part relevant to our conversation, remember, you cannot assume that your players know what you know. It works best if you're prepared to explain your reason and willing to listen to your players' opinion on what factors are important and what the players want to do. And be prepared to coach the players from time to time, particularly if your campaign has a lot of setting details that are important. Otherwise, the players become uncomfortable if they don't understand how you're going to rule when they try something that's your character. And I'll give you the link so everybody can download it for self for free.
I had one of the worst GMs I ever saw was I played a session or two in a Champions game where the guy kept laying stuff out that he knew that we didn't know that we were supposed to figure out, but he wouldn't give us any clues, anything, and his attitude was, these people are stupid. These, they're not getting what I'm giving them.
He was a poor fucking coach. He may have been a great referee, and a neutral arbiter, but he was a poor fucking coach.
You got that right.
Okay, I gave you the link. So everybody that wanted to make a ruling, that is free to download. It is if you use a system other than D&D, some of it may not be, most of it won't be relevant, but I think it would be useful to any system, most systems out there.
Basic rules. That's nice, Rob. 8 pages, not bad.
Yeah, I'll give you the other one. The other one is called The World Outside the Dungeon, and that's more about running a sandbox campaign and what to consider there. But that's another chapter from my basic rule. And the reason I posted for free, because I like to talk on podcasts like this and then on forums, and when it comes up, I said, I'll give the brief 10-cent summary like I just did, but then here's the PDF that will answer the rest of your questions.
Yeah, but that's good stuff right there. I like that.
And that's the stuff that's going to get expanded in the what I call the role of the strange, arcane, and mundane, which is the referee's guide to the Majestic Fantasy RPG.
Gotcha. And I just downloaded both of them, so I'm looking forward to read through that.
Yep, they're short reads, folks. I kept it terse.
Yeah.
Partially because Tim Shorts would beat me up if I didn't do
that. 8 pages is shorter than JTL's house ruling.
Tim Shorts is the master of terseness, of terse writing.
Yeah, he is editing my he's been editing my zines, my Shadow Dark zines I've been doing, and he has been very terse with my language.
So,
but I also am very wordy. I tend to be wordy. I don't blame him. I just tend to be wordy, and I will be very flowery at times. So
since we both shared Tim as an editor, has he pointed out your tick word for the project?
He is not. But tell me, what do I need to know about that?
Well, if you are overly repetitive in a certain phrasing and just overdo it over and over again, yeah, Tim says, that's your tick phrase or your tick
Yeah.
word that
Well,
you need to reword this somehow because you're using it way too much.
yeah, I have a tick. If I have anything, I have a tick. I don't know what you want to call it, grammatical tick, which is adding quotations where I am trying to say something and saying it in quotations, and I'm like, and so that's if anything's been repetitive, it has been me using quotations for things that do not need no quotations.
My problem is consistent capitalization. By the way, thank you, Agile Monk. Thanks for watching the video.
By the way, folks, if you watch this on replay, I'm going to include these links on the show notes, and I will include them as a pinned comment. So if you're catching this later, you're not catching it live, and you're like, "Oh, I missed those links in the chat." But don't worry, folks. I'll make sure
They'll be there.
they'll be there.
It's thanks to Tim that I'm able to cram, 400 by 800 miles worth of terrain entries here.
Wow.
And I just can't wait for the reviews, and I'm going to get dinged because he just presents a kernel of idea and doesn't expand it and stuff. But there's 400 of them, dude, and they all interrelate in different ways.
Well,
Now,
yeah.
do you want me to give you like 5 of them and write my entire 128-page book, or you rather give me a whole region's worth in a 244-page book?
Listen, or you could just choose not to be lazy, Mr. DM, and just be creative on your own. Some work must be done by you, sir or ma'am. Must do some work. We're not going to tell you everything.
And if I gave you too much, it's going to be my adventure, not yours. In the end, and you want it to be at the end, even though you're buying my product, I want you to run your campaign.
By the way, folks, we got to see that live. I got to see that book. Sebastian says, I can't stress how unbelievably fortunate we all are to have so many experienced DMs sharing a cumulative centuries of experience with us.
Oh, yeah? Where?
Yeah, you've probably got about 150 years at least amongst us.
Yeah, maybe.
And if you expand it across the entire OSR, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's and listen, we're still learning. Okay,
we're always learning.
I can watch somebody else's video on YouTube or one of these talks with us and go, holy shit, or I can be playing with Rob or having Tim or Joe the lawyer running a game or Greg Chubby Funster and go, I like that technique. Shit, I'm gonna steal that. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's what it's about. When you stop saying that I'm perfect, I don't need to improve, that's the point where you really need to fucking improve. Okay, because stagnation doesn't help anybody. No. The OSR isn't about being stagnant. It's about appreciating the old rules. But I don't run the old rules like I ran them back in the day when I was 13. If I did, nobody would want to fucking play with my games. I'm just being honest. Okay? You learn a lot over those years. And do I run them like I did in the early 90s? No. Because that was for a specific gaming group that was together for, 15 years. You got to adjust it to the gaming group that, like if I'm running at game tables at a convention, you adjust. You don't run the same way in a campaign as you do for a convention play, and you don't run. You got to figure out your table. Even as a GM,
you have to come up with the story or adventure or whatever on your side, and you have to just roll with it when it comes to the table. I mean, you cannot have any. To me, you cannot have any idea that okay, it's going to go this way. I've seen a lot of people, okay, it's going to go that way.
Wait a minute. Wait for it. You have to be willing to let players trash your setting.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's right. To me, and I just make that the most fun.
You don't want them to piss on your setting, but
No.
you do want them to mess it up. Because if they're messing it up, they're interacting with it. And
I know the adversaries are going to do down the line, and I know the players will get in the way of that. And that's where the fun comes.
Yeah. I mean, everybody that you see on screen, pretty much, I can guarantee you, run sessions that adjust to the players as the game is going on. Nobody here is thinking railroad. Okay.
And it's not unrealistic. And I like to use this example. I found this hopefully is still an effective example. But, Eric, you've been to strategic, complete strategist in New York City, and you've been in downtown Manhattan. And for those you haven't, it's just, you look around and there's like half your goddamn hometown within eyesight. But think about it, though. You live there, and even if you live in a smaller town, you walk down your street and pay attention one time what you focus on. You focus on what leaps out for you, because the rest of it, it doesn't really, it's there, but it's not germane to what you're interested in. Now, occasionally something will intrude on there, like maybe you walk down a Manhattan street and a mime will come out in front of you and start doing
more likely a homeless person begging for money, but
and you have an encounter, and
those are the kind of spanners you got to throw in there to the player.
But by and large, it's like going down that one street in Manhattan, and then you're saying, okay, there's an electronics shop. Oh, well. Oh, a game store, a complete strategy. Yeah, I want to go there. And that's what you're doing now with, a campaign. You have to do that with voice and sometimes pen and paper. So if you go through City State and you only highlight certain areas because they're interested because they're interested player, well, that's actually what would be happening in life. So don't feel bad about doing that. Just be fair about do that, and make sure you throw in a few random bits, because that's what happened as well.
Well, and to give you some of my weakness as a GM is I'm a little soft-hearted, where I know a lot of my GMs, including Matt and some here, are a lot more hard ass on the players than I am. There are things where I've ran a couple of things that I remember Gage playing in it, and he wanted to do something I wouldn't let him.
All I can say is I managed to TPK a D&D.
I don't mind doing that and stuff, but it was gangbusters. It was outside an opium den, and there was a white tiger. He wanted to fight the tiger, and I said, "No, I'm not going to let you. But I want to fight the tiger." No, the tiger runs off.
Yeah, I did that. Eric knows about Argyle and the water nymph. I did not read that situation well.
See, I'm the opposite, Glenn. That tiger would have eaten that player.
I was a boxer.
I would have said, "Would you like to? Oh, you want to fight the tiger? Okay, fantastic. Roll for initiative." And then, he would be so badly scratched up by the end of it.
Well, he don't get that kind of stuff from me anymore.
He would have regretted that decision.
He would have regretted it, but now I know how much he likes his characters to die. So
I would lean into his player agency. I would say, "Oh, okay, you'd like to do that."
And there's one thing I would encourage those of you who decide to share your stuff, even go as far as publishing it, is put a little of your voice in there. And what I do is I put in what I call Rob's note.
Oh.
And they, when I think something needs to be explained, here I'm explaining what a repartee is, just give a little note before I get into all the rules. A repartee is a conversation characterized by quick, witty comments and replies. A witticism is a witty remark or comment designed to elicit laughter or anger. So just a little bit of a obscure concept, or in the case of the rules I'm writing now, I make a note when I first talk about the skill points that the skills that different characters get, because I do have skills, because players like to do things outside of combat and spellcasting, and more importantly, like to be better at these things. So that's just how I handle it. And then I note, though, in the manuals of the martial, magical, and mundane arts, the different character class get slightly more skill points compared to those in the basic rule. The reason for this is feedback from my players who wanted a few more points to customize what the character can do. Because if those of you with my basic rule would note that they get less points than those in my latest edition, and I feel it's important to point out why that is. It's not just like an oversight on my part.
Okay. Cool.
You see, you came here for the chat, and you're going to leave with GM advice. What the?
Yeah.
Damn it!
And we don't charge.
You're gonna learn.
We don't charge for it. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. Well,
folks, by the way, if you haven't figured it out yet, if you want to chat, everybody's welcome to chat. You do have to be a subscriber, and the reason you have to subscribe to chat is because, well, we don't want the porn bots coming in and like throwing like quasi links up, because it's happened in the past. So that's why it's limited to the subscribers. But you want to subscribe anyway, so what the heck?
yeah.
I'm just suggesting, just throwing it out there.
Just a suggestion.
Right.
These guys got me all riled anyway about GMing. So.
Don't get old man Grognard all riled up.
Because you can't take the other. The other way, where the GM's like, "All right, come on." I've seen those.
Oh, hey, okay, we'll give a more emphatic message. Hit that subscribe button now.
Yeah, right now.
Sunday.
So and we're talking about giving, no plan escapes contact with the enemy. No adventure escapes contact with your players. If they don't go off the beaten path, you have a problem. That's my opinion. Now, before I was doing YouTube videos, my blog was the place where I did all my stuff, and I had reviewed back when I was a featured reviewer on RPG Now. I would get access to a lot of review products, and there was this. I guess I don't even know if it was 5e, but it was a D&D adventure. Looked interesting. I downloaded it, and oh my god, it was such a railroad. And when I say such a railroad, if the party went off the storyline path, balls of electric lightning would come and zap you until you went in your proper position.
So literally a blue bolt.
Literally. I mean, so if you think it's bad to have that electric collar around a dog, that's what they were doing to every player. And you had to stay within that fenced-in area. Really? And I didn't review it on, because you weren't, by the way, if you, at least back then, probably still applies, you can't give less than 3 stars if you are a featured reviewer to a product that you're reviewing on drive-thru/RPG Now. If you're going to give less than 3 stars, you can do it on your own site, social media, or contact the publisher directly and tell them how they screwed up. Well, I gave 1 star on my blog, basically, and tore this to pieces. And my God, the abuse I got from the publisher, who I couldn't tell you who they were or the name of the product at this point because it was so inconsequential, was hilarious. Because apparently those shock balls were a feature.
Not a bug.
Not a bug.
Of course they were.
Those shock balls were a feature. They were part of the environment and integral to the story. And if you remove them, the story would not work. Right, because it was literally on tracks.
You don't do that with an adventure.
Yes, with great balls of fire or electricity. Yeah, it was. I still have memories of it, but my memories don't include. I'm too old now to remember what it was damn well called. I'm sure it's still for sale on drive-through, and I don't really want to go back like 10 years on my blog and figure out what
I
it
don't
was.
blame you. Wow.
So yes, I'm going to say this word, LARP. So when you run LARP events, it's live action. So it's like kind of like theater. You have to deal with the logistics of moving people and props around. So there's only so much you can do to run an adventure, and so LARP adventures tend to be railroads. Just basically, we would set up in the woods in a series of clearings, and that would be the adventure. We try, but that when it's many on many role play, LARP shine. But when it's on traditional adventures, we were constrained by the live action. So, in order to run a good LARP adventure, we had to learn to run good railroad adventures. And what you describe is a bad one because a good railroad adventure would make you want to follow the path.
Right.
You set it up so well that the players say, "Yeah, we're going to go there."
That's
And they
another
don't really
problem.
consider going off the path because they don't want to go off the path. They want to go to and see the next thing or do the next thing.
It's
And the fact that
obvious.
he had to use the balls of fire, just a cop out.
Yes.
If he had the skill, he would have made the players want to get to the next stage of the story.
That was literally the worst product I've ever read. I mean, listen, I've heard about Fatal. I've never opened up a page of Fatal, but this was the worst product I've in my 45 years of gaming. That is
Even
by
worse
far
than
the
Under
worst.
the Storm Giant King, the old Judges Guild module.
No, it's worse than anything Judges Guild put out. And
Who put
listen,
this? Who put this out?
I don't know. I don't even remember anymore. I'd have to go back and look at my blog post.
Oh,
It'll like you could use actual shot collars. This was.
Sorry, Fugly, you cannot use shock collars in LARP. That violates the safety rules.
Just get the ones that vibrate. You're
We
going
cannot injure the participants.
I've got I got my shock wrist. No, my vibrating wristband. If I go outside, oh, it's telling me.
yeah. Well, you could use tasers, couldn't you? I mean,
Guys, no.
Yeah. Put it around their neck and they're an epileptic and hit it.
Holy shit. I had somebody come up with a weapons inspection. Normally weapons are a PVC pipe of 3/4 inch with 3/4 inch foam around it. And he brings up this weapon. It's kind of heavy. What's going on with this thing? I mean, it was well taped and it seemed to have the right thickness. And we said, no, we got to open this up. And we opened it up and it was a lead pipe inside. He said, what? What do you mean? It's 3/4 inch. It's a lead pipe. No, you cannot use this weapon.
But it can't be. Oh, PVC pipe isn't lead.
No, it's plastic.
Now, come on, no. But see, it just. I read it as saying pipe, so I figured any pipe, because this is the pipe I do construction, and this was an old. I was working, and we had the pipe. I figured I'd use. Well, listen, I should spend money on PVC piping when I could use this. Come on, you're just mad. This would have worked, and you're just mad you didn't think of it. I'm just giving you all the arguments because it's any argument any player would have given you. It's like, no, you can't be a blade singer. Oh, you just got something against owls.
And then for spells, we use these what we call packets, which are like kind of self-made bean bags. You put canary seed, which don't have hard pellets. It's just those really tiny pellets. Then you use a rubber band and you say the spell on cat, and you throw the spell, and if the packet hits the target, then the spell takes effect. And it's kind of elegant if you have to do live action. But we caught people bringing in these spell packets filled with lead shots.
God.
Can you
the kind you filled shot, your bird hunting shotgun.
What about a t-shirt cannon?
Huh?
What about a t-shirt cannon? Could I use a t-shirt cannon?
Poof. Yeah,
you
But
know,
by the way, I
with a
No,
roll-up.
we have used
Paintballs.
those big Nerf cannons for various special effects,
Oh,
like a
okay.
dragon's
but
breath.
you see the bird shot, or I would have used the little lead sinkers that you'd have on your fishing line as a kid because you probably got tons of them. It's like I'd use that. Why? Because I can throw it more accurately. I'm a higher level magic user. I'm more accurate, and I can throw further. See, that's they gotta argue the game ability points. The lead is secondary. The bird shot is secondary to the idea that it's more accurate. Silly string, come on, man.
Great way to get rid of
Safety
all your lead.
violation.
Great way to get rid of all your lead minis. I mean, wrap them up in a.
Oh,
No, Fergie, we can't use silly string for spellware. They kick us out of the park after the event. It creates a huge freaking mess.
yeah.
And then we didn't use silly string for spellware. We did use silly string for
Yeah.
traps, and we
Yeah, I've
shit
got all
canned
these-
it.
I got
We
these- all
shit
these-
canned it after that event because it
no.
was too hard to clean up.
There's a lot of rules here for this LARPing. I don't think I would fit in. There's a lot of rules. I'd be like, oh, we can't do that either.
Hey, come on, man.
Come
What's
on.
the problem? What's a little lead between friends?
Right.
You know? It's what I don't have bird seed hanging around. Oh, I do actually. We got a bird downstairs. But if I did, what if I don't? It's easier for me to get lead. Yeah.
This
the
is a
hell
bit-
is
this
that,
is-
Glenn?
Look,
this is
it was
a
bad
mini-
enough, Flint, that we had to carry the same insurance like a little gritter football team.
What
had
I'm
to
saying
carry.
is this is
Ah.
one of the mini. I don't use figures. I use these, but they are these. Fill
Oh,
that
nice.
up.
Oh, watch it.
Fill that up and throw it.
Won't blow off your table.
Yeah, but I mean, you just got me thinking of like
It's actually a good idea.
Yeah. No,
And
I thought it was pretty
inexpensive.
good.
Yeah. Well, I found those old fourth edition cardboard ones that they used to sell for like $10, a huge box of them. And so I just made some more, and that's what I use now.
Foogly
Flint?
says I can come to his Ren Fair. He doesn't have he says no
No.
rules.
No rules. No rules LARPing.
LARP just turned into Lord of the Flies. That's what just happened. We don't have any rules
Hey,
here.
Frugally, if you want, you can always join HEMA. They use live steel and they go at it. Just Google a HEMA, HEMA fight video, and
Yeah.
if you want no holds barred, grappling the whole bit.
Yeah. I get a
HEMA's your
Hema.
ticket.
That's what I'd get.
So Glenn, speaking of stuff, this
HEMA
is what I
Toma.
use. This is what I use for Traveler.
Oh, nice.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna embiggen you there.
Make it big.
But I use these paper miniatures from
Oh,
SGA
yeah.
games.
Oh, yeah.
And for these vehicles,
Oh, nice.
I do the same thing with gangbusters. I put a couple of those on underneath, and I got cars and stuff. I do the same thing. Cool.
yeah, it's the real stabilized things. Yeah, I tried collecting miniatures for my science fiction, but I didn't get really far.
Yeah.
And most of them are Star Wars related anyway.
I gave most of mine to Gage.
Hold on. Keep it open for a second. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice little mats there with the stones and stuff too. I like that.
Yeah, this is from a Traveler New Era game called Battle Riders, and but they had the nicest ship miniatures out of all the.
Yeah, I gave up on regular miniatures a long time ago. I gave them to Gage. So yeah.
I still have tubs full. Yeah, I know it's hard to see, but this blue tub right here is filled with miniatures, and I got 4 of them, Dwarven Forge and miniatures.
You go to North Texas or that other Texas one, you'll probably see my miniatures. You won't see it up in Wizard Con because I got to fly. So
yeah, when I come to North Texas, I'm going to have to think of alternatives.
Yeah, the plexiglass, the thin. When I travel, I try to bring those thin. The thin. I can't remember what it's called, but I call it plexiglass.
Yeah,
They,
I know which ones you're talking about.
they're just
Oh.
flats with stands, and so
Yeah.
they
Like
travel
stand-up shrinky dinks.
Shrinking type stuff.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
They came one year to North Texas. I would have bought some, but I didn't have any money, and they never came back. Well, next year's like, I got $300. Here I am. Where are you?
And yes, we're not showing our age by talking about shrinky dinks at all.
Well, they probably think we're talking about our
Nope, we're not talking about that, Glenn.
prowess
Keep the pants on,
and
Glenn.
love. And,
Keep the pants on.
And you can order seahorses too.
I had seahorses a couple of times. They never quite came out the way they looked on the
or
pants.
those what is it? Sea monkeys?
Sea monkeys, yeah, sea monkeys.
They were always a freaking disappointment.
Brine shrimp.
So, Wizards put out these things a few years back, and they didn't sell very well, so they started show up in the bargain stores.
Olives.
Yeah.
Yep.
Olives. So, this is this. It's actually a pretty nice case. Has a nice illustration, and it has a bunch of. I can fish this out. Yep. Has a bunch of these.
Oh yes, that's exactly what I do. And I put them on those. I put them on.
Yep.
I put them on these.
And you don't have to buy washers if you find one of these because it comes with. It comes with this.
Nice.
Okay.
And I bought this and the wilderness set because the wilderness set. I bought the wilderness set not because I have dungeon tiles, but what it has is these peel-on stickers that you can peel on and peel off, and so you can lay down your tiles and then put on trees and stuff in a custom configuration rather than only limited to your predefined tiles as you do with the dungeon tile. That's what this bad boy is.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I have both of those. They're very good for for just if you want to take the little flats characters.
I gotta give Bori one credit. It's the fact that some of their accessories really were good.
Well, I think
Speaking of accessory, did I show this, Eric, last time?
What is it?
hold on.
Okay, so I got this for my anniversary. It is a DM screen, 8 paneled, and it's like
8. What?
And I mean they're small, but it's
that's
I
like
lo-
those.
they're really nice covers and
Oh, nice! I love those kind of things.
and
That's a perfect size.
and you can put it. I know you can't see,
I
but
have-
you can put
I
it
have
down,
those.
and it's not overshadowing. Even sometimes the landscape ones are too big, and so this is nice. And then it folds up like
What's
this.
that-
Put it in your suitcase.
What's that one company that's makes the plastic GM
It's on,
screen?
it's
Dog.
on Amazon, and I'll find you a link.
Okay,
And they come in different covers too.
I can't remember the name. Something dog, but they had a miniature one like that I just wore out. It finally fell apart. It had like 5 panels on it.
Well, I got that leather one that they had at
I got that too. I don't use it though for some reason.
Well, I don't use it because I don't really run. I could probably take it to CNY. That's an idea.
I mean, I've got this, and that was something. This is my Gangbusters screen that I've been using. This is up like that. There's all the stuff inside, and the back and the front is the Untouchables.
The Untouchables.
Oh, nice.
By the way, Ben Mike is in the audience now. So
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, we may have to wrap up soon before he brings the.
Oh, they have a
audience.
12-panel version of this, but it's called Case MATIX. That's the brand name. TM screen.
MATIX. Okay, got it.
Yeah, they have all kinds of options. but in all kinds of sides.
I've got some nice stuff on Amazon that it's a dice carrier. This thing that I got this on Amazon. So the dice carrier. It's got all my dice, but it's also got someplace to roll the dice too. Fits right in there. Beautiful.
Well, have one of your grandkids go into 3D printing, and they can make your own custom OSR box.
Oh yeah. Our new
they have a store on Amazon, so I am putting the link.
my new game store in the town here. I noticed they have two 3D printers going all the time, making miniatures and stuff for.
Yeah. If you're looking for a cheap dice holder, these are like the ones here. You can get it like a Second and Charles, maybe even an Ollie's. But these here.
Yeah.
They're like $7, and you just take the top off, and that's your dice roller.
Great.
And then you can just keep your dice. You can keep two sets of dice in there.
Very nice.
Yeah, my son made
This one I also got
my son made me a
little
small
two-sided coin you could use.
nice.
So,
Oh, wow. I've also got a collapsible dice tower that I could hook on the edge of the thing there.
Once again, I have it from Stranger Things, and it's original.
The Demogorgon.
Yep. The Demogorgon. Yeah, when I saw that first season, and he put this on the table, it's like, that looks goddamn familiar. I have that mini, and I go and I have this shoebox of old minis that are not even properly stored. They're just in a shoebox, and I go rummaging through it. Had this, so
I've
How much
kept
is that worth
put it in
now?
my super dice box.
I kept very few of my minis, but one I remember keeping is my Jabberwock. I still have my Jabberwock.
Is that a Ralph Partha one?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
I remember that one.
And I think I painted it, and I even gave it a vest to put on because in the original illustration, he has a vest on, but the one they made is naked. And it's like, I want it to look just like Alice in Wonderland, Little putty and, gets the job done.
There you go. Well, I guess we will do our Friday night wrap up. We will start with Flint.
Okay.
Flint, you got anything you're working on? Any projects?
well, I have thus far completed 3 of my zines for Shadow Dark, which
Yay.
are the Shadow Dark fighters earning the blade, the Shadow Dark priests earning the mantle, and then Shadow Dark Thieves is the newest one, earning the shadows. Where if you are looking for a system, those titles that since first edition, you had titles you could get, and in Shadow Dark you can get these titles. But how do you achieve these titles? Well, I give you the kind of the roadmap and give you these elements. Right? There's a requirement. There's a requirement. There's a review. Somebody's got to judge, whether you do it or not. And then you have the right, the RITE that you must do. And then you have the reward. So each of those levels, each of those titles, lawful, neutral, and chaotic, they have, there's a system for that. So you can go ahead and it gives you just really brief little, synopsis of, what you're going to do, that kind of stuff. So, it gives you, like I said, very basic stuff that you can run with. And say, hey, if your thief turns, wants to be a thug and you get to level 2 or whatever as a chaotic thief and you're going to be a thug, well, there's a system that you can earn that title. And then you get, either magic items or bonuses or something if you achieve that title. But it also comes with a little bit of renown. It comes with a little bit that you've achieved this thing. So, yeah. So those 3 are the 3 there. And I'm waiting for Tim to finish editing the wizard, which is the 4th. And then I will go into the Cursed Scrolls, which also have, other classes and titles that can be fleshed out for those that really want, that extra element to both deepen the PCs, their backstory or what have you, and also deepening the world, because now there's a system that you have, this little kind of micro system to be able to, where you get other NPCs involved, right? Somebody's got to judge, so there's got to be a requirement. There's got to be, someplace you got to go to do it. So it fills up your map.
Right.
So it's a complete thing for that, which is going to be beneficial to the PC, but also to the DM as well.
So now, do you
I
publish
like that. That's a
Tabletop
cool.
Tinker?
What's that? Yeah, Tabletop Tinker on. I didn't go by Flint Fireforge on there because I didn't want to get sued. I just felt like that might be having a YouTube channel. Is one thing. Publishing under the name might be a little bit different. So I went with Tabletop Tinker, and then you can find all three there, as well as probably another dozen plus zines from my own little world of Kriesh, and that is fleshed out as well, using, by the way, Rob's book. How to create a fantasy world, basically. So I've followed all the steps. There's 33
Sandbox.
steps, I believe.
Damn it, sandbox.
That's right, the fantasy sandbox. That's right. So there's like 33 steps, and I followed all 33 steps to complete
the
that.
Fighter's book is linked, and it's also linked in the show notes. So it's there.
It's there.
It's there.
Yeah,
The Crown Royale bag is so much better than the chainmail bag options. I like my chainmail bags, but not for travel.
I still got my Crown Royals too.
Glenn, what do you got going?
Firing up on my book again. Probably working on it this weekend and trying to get my games for WizardCon going. I got two scenarios I know I'm going to do. Basically, this is basically stuff I've got on like OneNote and my book, and so I'm just trying to condense everything into a little thing like this, and that's all I have to carry for that and the rule book for the scenario. Hoping I get a better rule book from Don at the con, because I got the first printing of the second edition. I'm still using the first edition, and maybe even running something besides Gangbusters. Wow.
Traveler.
Light. Sorry.
Sorcerer Wizardry Light?
Light.
Okay.
And Traveler, right. Yeah, we're all gonna die when we're gonna create the characters. Okay.
Yeah, but you just go on my website, you can make 100 of them, one of them will live.
There you go.
There you
True.
go. And and by the way, I want to ask you, Eric, any chance that Swords of Wizardry Light can come back under another title, maybe?
I have the copyright to it, so it is possible.
Okay.
We will have to see. This is supposed to be an interesting month, but we'll see how March plays out.
Just thought I'd ask. Anyway, what are you doing? What are you doing, Rob?
Well, I'm finishing up my Kickstarter. Even though I'm waiting for printer proof, I showed you the map that I was doing, and the main thing I have left to do is make sure that the markdown document are up to date, and they are, so I'm making this open content, folks, the entire book.
Nice.
If you try to compete with me and lay it out, I would say God help you, and hope you don't get divorced in the result, because it's not an easy job.
Go with God, folks. Go with God.
But if you like some of the stuff in here and want to write your own adventure and publish it, more power to you. That's the whole goal. And of course, the back section has a bunch of traveling rules and encounter rules that I hope people like and adapt for their own use. But all of it needs to be in a text file so you can easily copy and paste in your own layout.
Nice.
Flint, any last thoughts?
No, just game more. When you can. Be sure to gather around the table with the people that you like and that like you, and because somebody talked about a guy named a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, and this woman walked up to him and says, "Hey, I need some advice. How can I get motivated to achieve these dreams?" He says, "Yeah, I can motivate you. You're gonna die someday." So I think we all have to recognize that. Listen, time is short, and you should game as often as you can with the people that are around you.
You're right.
Yeah, I turned 58. And I realized, Jesus, I've been doing this for 41 years.
Oh yeah.
And I only got 20 left. I got to get cracking, man. I got stuff I want to share. I mean, it's not about necessarily about the money, even though I do enjoy the fact that I got my Kickstarter did so well. I really have some stuff I want to share with the rest of you, as well as doing stuff with my family and other things. But for the community, stuff like this, I want to get out there.
Glenn, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Rob is absolutely right. I mean, if you have a copy of the first edition of Gangbusters BX, Mark laid it right out. He got a scare in the hospital with some other guy, and he decided, I got to do this game now. And he put it out. And I take that to heart now, since I will be turning to 69 over WizardCon. The last day is my birthday. And, ever since then, the clock's been ticking. Go game, go game, go game. And that's
and right.
Right. And right. So what about you, boss? You got anything going?
Well, again, hopefully the open table kicks off in less than a month. But I've been approached by somebody who wants to use or some of the topics I brought up on the various videos and their RPG that they're working on, and I'm thrilled. Yes, my material's for the community. Okay, if you want to use it, you got my blessing. If you give me a thank you, it's probably pretty much all that I'm looking for. But yeah, we do this like Rob. Look at Rob. Rob is giving this to the community. The OSR has some of the most generous people. Look at somebody earlier asked, did anybody here play Basic Fantasy RPG? Never played it, but I own pretty much everything for it.
Me too.
Because
Chris Kahneman does good
and
work.
company are some of the most generous people in the industry. Support those that give back. Okay, that's what I would like to just say. If you go to Flint stuff, some of his stuff is pay what you want. I mean, you can try before you buy, and even when you buy from Flint, he's so affordable, you'd be a fool not to. But again, support those who do the work that you appreciate. Okay, if you appreciate this channel, I ask for one thing: please subscribe and comment on the videos and like
and a thumbs up. And a thumbs up doesn't hurt.
I'm really thrilled. We've got like 145 or 146 minion supporters of this channel. They are the grease and the fuel that keeps things going, and dare I say it, helps keep the wife aggro off me, because at least I'm not running at a loss. I'm running at a slight profit, and that makes the time of 4, 5, sometimes 6 live streams in a week, and all the long form formats that I do. It means that my wife supports me in doing it, and I'm very blessed. But I'm very blessed to have a great community. So thank you.
Yeah.
Other than that, there'll be a live stream tomorrow night. My wife and I, Gamers Health. Sunday at 9 p.m. The Sunday night special with JoJo and myself. And I don't know, probably another live stream on Tuesday after
next Tuesday during the day with
you see
Guy and Don and whoever else shows up.
Yeah.
Last time we had
maybe I'll do a live stream on Monday so I can keep the streak going. Maybe I'll do like open to everyone, but AMA for the members. I don't know.
We'll just can't get enough of this,
Dude. You
got a monkey on your back, man.
The monkey is called the Minion. All right, folks. Thank you. God bless. Great chat. And thank you to all my guests.